There's no worse feeling than half enjoying a vacation because you're thinking about how much you're charging and then finding the actual total when you get back from vacation. It's just not a good way to go back into the work week. But the biggest expense that I see it for, which to me in most cases is just a horrible mistake, is home renovations. You're upgrading a bathroom, you're upgrading a kitchen, you're putting in new shelving. And if I told you, sure, you can do these things, but you got to give me a check for it in full today, it's likely something that you would choose not to do if that were your option. But because you can put it on that card and kind of address it later, is something that you choose to do. Now, it's different if you have a plumbing issue or something that has to be done around the house and you don't have emergency funds and the like. But in most cases, if you have a want to item and you wouldn't want to make that payment today, then I would choose not to put it on the credit card as just kind of a way to keep yourself from yourself. The second reason to avoid using your credit card is if you're only making a purchase because of what you're thinking you're getting in return when it comes to rewards points and the value of those rewards points. If you're looking along on screen, and we'll put this article in the show notes if you're listening, we're looking at an article from Bankrate that really just goes through the actual value of rewards points and miles that you see with popular credit card issuers. You can see American Express, Bank of America Travel Rewards, Capital One Miles, Chase Ultimate Rewards, so on and so forth. And while each of these cards probably gives you some type of multiplier if you buy a particular type of purchase with the card, for example, if you buy a flight with this card, you get 2 times points or 3 times miles. This article goes through the baseline value of each of their rewards points and miles, meaning if I'm not redeeming it or using it to pay for something that applies to a multiplier, what is just a basic point worth with these issuers? And it's really important that you look at this because when I come across many high income earners who take an interest in the credit cards that they have and how they use them, a lot of them don't really take enough interest in figuring out how much they're getting in rewards as compared to the fee that they're paying for some of these top tier cards. I'm going to pick on American Express a little bit. You can see that the baseline value of a reward point with American Express is 1 cent. And I often see for this particular credit card issuer, people who will have the Amex Gold card or the Amex Platinum card. And to me, in most cases, it's more of a status symbol. But there are people who say or believe, oh, it's because of the travel perks that I get for having this particular card. So let's look at the Amex Platinum card. And you can see on a promotional page for Amex that this annual fee for a Platinum card is $695. But I want you to think about it this way. If you're getting a cent for every dollar that you spend and you're not redeeming these points for things that are eligible for multipliers, that would mean that you would have to spend at least $69,500 per year on this card to break even for having the card, not to profit for having the card. To actually break even for having the card, you have to spend at least $69,500 for it to just make sense. Now, obviously, you're looking at this promotional flyer and you're saying, yeah, but I'm using it for things that qualify for the multipliers. If you're looking on this page, it says that if you buy flights through Amex Travel, you get 5 times points for every dollar that you spend. The same is true for hotels, whereas everything else is 1 times membership reward points for every dollar that you spend. So let's say that you're like, yeah, Brenton, but I travel all the time on this card and that's what makes it worth it. And you told yourself that you wanted to have at least half of your annual fee covered by the redemption value of your travel points through Amex. Well, that means that even if you want to cover half of the fee with those points, which is $347, you would have to, at 5 times multiplier, spend at least $6,950 on flights and hotels that you booked through the site. So when I come across people who might travel once every other month, and I compare what they're getting in rewards points per year to the fee that they're paying, I find more often than not that they're either barely breaking even or the majority of the time they're actually losing money for having that card every single year.